Hello there. I just wanted to make a short video about my latest book, which is called Scotia, Lost Sister of Tutankhamun. And here it is. I finally have it in my hands, the paperback version. You can buy this in Kindle or PDF ebook as well. So anyway, this has been quite a while in the making. In total, it's taken me about 3 years to do all the research and actually complete the book. So I'm delighted to finally have it out there. It's great. So I suppose I should tell you a little bit about it and also where you can buy it. So it's really basically the story of Akhenaten and his children, and the particular person I'm most interested in here is Mary Taton, known to us in later times as either Scotia, or some people say Scotia, or Scotta, depending on which documents you're reading. The I in her name is either there or it's not. Hence the Scotia difference. So, in a nutshell, the story is that her father Akhenaten was this terrible heretic, if you like. He decided to introduce monotheism to replace the traditional Egyptian polytheism into Egypt. And this didn't go down so well. There's a whole story to that which is in the book. He did lose quite a lot of his family members. He had 6 daughters and definitely 1 son, possibly 2 sons. And the most famous son is of course Tutankhamun, which is the youngest sibling of the possibly 8 children. There are 6 sisters and possibly 2 brothers. Mary Taton was the oldest daughter, who supposedly married her brother or half-brother, Smenkhare. It's really hard to know for sure what his lineage is. Quite a lot of the records of that time were completely destroyed. So there's a lot of information, but there's also gaps because of the last emperor of that dynasty, of the 18th dynasty, called Horemheb, who basically smashed up the city and tried to destroy as many records of Akhenaten and his family as possible. So Mary Taton, it appears, fled Egypt. Akhenaten himself, we don't know why he died. He died very suddenly. And Smenkhare died very suddenly. And so did Tutankhamun, who had incidentally changed his name from Tutankhamun in order to try and appease the priesthood of Amun-Ra. I think this is all a bit of a belated effort to try and turn things around, but there's various theories about why he died, from malaria to gangrene to being murdered to an unfortunate chariot accident which may or may not involve foul play. So there's quite a lot of theories about what happened there. So she did leave Egypt by the look of things, and there is this story which has come down to us mostly through Mantio, the Greco-Egyptian historian, and through the Irish annals such as the Book of Gabala Éireann, or the Book of Taking Ireland, and also the works of John of Fordham and Walter Bower in Scotland. Their 2 histories have been quite useful in terms of putting the story together. So it appears she may have gone to Greece. She went to Spain with her entourage and her rescuers. It's not entirely clear who these people were. People use different names for these. Various other characters are involved in the story, and then she left Spain. Things didn't go so well there and ended up in Scotland and then Ireland. and that is where she died. So this whole book traces, it's kind of like a detective story, if you like. I've gone into the past, delving into the mystery of what happened to this particular woman, the oldest princess, and for a short time queen of Egypt as well, who left and made her way all across Europe to the far furthest reaches of Western Europe, which is of course Ireland. And the battle where she died at is on the very western peninsula, the Dingle Peninsula, and it's right at the very beginning of that peninsula where it sort of begins to stick out into the sea, just at that point where the mountains start, the Slieve-Mish range of mountains. That battle between the Malaysian people who she was with and the Tuatha Dé Danann, who were already in Ireland, that took place there, and that is where her gravesite is, and that also of her horse. So in the book I've traced everything back to really starting with Akhenaten's father, Amenhotep III, a little bit about him. There's quite a lot of looking at the whole family, especially Akhenaten, and how the worship of the Aten, or the religion I suppose you call Atenism, how that changed things for Egypt, how it changed everything for her family, causing her to leave, and then tracing her life across Europe and ending in just outside Tralee, actually, the places in the west of Ireland. And of course there's an enormous legacy attached to her name as well, particularly Scotland and the Stone of Destiny, which I go into at the end of the book as well. So without giving too much away, it's basically a sort of a ancient detective mystery, if you like, because trying to piece together what happened is not that easy, because the records are scattered. There are records in Egypt, and also there's accounts in cuneiform, which is the ancient Mesopotamian script too, because that was the kind of international language of the time in the Mediterranean. So putting that together with all the somewhat later, I'm talking quite a lot later, there's a gap of maybe 15 to 1800 years between the events were happening and the sort of European accounts, you get a picture. But this is something that has actually been surprisingly backed up with modern archaeology and DNA analysis, not to the point of proving that it's absolutely definitively true, but all of these little pieces actually lend themselves towards corroborating this story. What really is necessary is for that grave just outside Tralee to be exhumed, and that requires an archaeological team to go down there and excavate it. And if they do find a body, one, would it be a woman? And two, would this person be a relative of Akhenaten and Tutankhamun? That's what I would love to know, because nothing has been done so far. And we do actually have the remains of both Akhenaten and Tutankhamun existing, and their DNA has been taken, sampled. So, you know, this would be very easily proven if there is a body there. But of course, no one has actually taken the trouble to go and look properly and excavate the site. So I'm really hoping this will happen in the future. In fact, I'm hoping that this book here, there's a picture of Mary Taton on the front, and known as Scotia too, that this will encourage somebody to go and do exactly that. So I very much enjoyed writing that book. It was a lot of hard work for me because I'm not an Egyptologist, and I had help with some of the Spanish section too from various people, because I don't really speak Spanish, and a lot of that information was only available in Spanish. So yeah, it's pushed me out of my comfort zone, this book. It's been hard work, but I very much enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll enjoy it too. So you can get it from my own website. You can get it from, I think, Waterstones in the UK. You can get it from Amazon and Barnes and Noble in the United States and Canada, and I think pretty much all the Amazons now have it too. So, but if you want a signed copy, you need to go to my website and buy it there, and I will send you a signed copy. So I've got a whole bunch of interviews coming up soon, which are going to be on my playlist interviews on my channel. So I'm quite looking forward to doing that. So you can follow me here on YouTube. You can also check out my Facebook page, and I've now got an Instagram. So I'll try and keep you up to date on interviews about the book. And yeah, I hope you'll enjoy it if you buy it. And I certainly enjoyed writing it. Challenging as it was, it's probably one of the most stimulating books I've written yet, I think, for myself, that is. It really was quite a labour of love, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it too. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.